What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 49 of my Total Warhammer 3 Zhatan the Black Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we have taken out Kugath as well as, well, just taken out his faction in general, both Kugath himself and his last territory at Dragonfang Mount, which means both Scaff is free to now help out, either attack these guys up here, maybe the Knights of Caledor, maybe Clan Moors or whatnot, or possibly even to move down southward towards the last defenders, as Zhatan is here alone and he does need somebody to help hold territory. That said, we do want to retrofit Scaff's army before we send him on his way, so it may be better to actually recruit a few more units for him out of somewhere. And as for what unit types, I guess that does remain to be seen. We do have a decent amount of armament, so if we want to build stuff, now is a fairly decent time to do it. Say we give him, well, we are going to give him the other Iceforged Legion, and then we're about to transfer him 2 more regular hell cannons. Then as well we're going to transfer him 1 unit of blunderbusses, and he will have a decent amount of room remaining. We could go, let's say, 2 more blunderbusses, 2 infernal castellans, and then we'd have room for 4. This is the blunderbuss army after all. Then we would have room for 4, I would say, infernal ironsworn. I feel like we should reward Scaff for his work so far by giving him some very powerful units. I like that. I like that. I think that'll work. So we just need capacity for 4 infernal ironsworn for him, and we just got to make sure that we can also get him 2 more units of blunderbusses. I do believe we have some spares here. Actually, we have 1 spare here. And it's probably not enough. You up here somewhere might also have some blunderbuss spares. You have 1 as well. Do we have, how close are we to capacity for blunderbuss spares? Let's just see. I also did a bunch of admin between the episodes, not the buildings and stuff, but other types of admins, so that's okay. We are at 11. Ooh, probably can't build too many. 9 out of 4, that's for the fire glaives, and then, yeah, no, we don't have enough for that right now. We're gonna have to actually get some, but the ironsworn are okay. So we will start off by getting ourselves 3 more ironsworn capacity. 1, 2, 3 for Scaff, and then we'll build those up. I guess rather than recruiting them all the way up north, it'll be faster to just recruit them out of Black Fortress, or, no, not Pig Barter. But Black Fortress is fairly close, so we'll do that. Alright, we're gonna have to need a temporary lord here. I believe there was somebody that was, miserly. Alright, we'll go for you. Alright, you're not going to need this, so let's just get you Route Marcher, not Tyrant. Logistician? Wait, there was something that reduces recruitment. Oh, it's only Overseers that can reduce recruitment cost, isn't it? Well, whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll get Server Die, which also wait, do Overseers have access to this as well? Just out of curiosity, because I haven't checked. Oh, they do have access to Server Die as well as Adjutant. Man, they can recruit stuff for basically free. That's quite nice, especially in province, but we'll deal with that later. Anyway, you're gonna be the recruiter for now. Let's just get you whatever from here. It really does not matter, because we'll be deleting you right after. Server Die and the spoilers, and then Unbridled Cruelty for the extra movement and reductions. None of this will help recruit unless I'm mistaken. Nope, which means you're just going to recruit 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, we could wait for the settlement to switch the type of recruitment that it does, but I don't feel like doing that, so screw it. Wondering if we should get him a Kadai Destroyer as well, just for fun. Does he need one, I guess, is the question. A single monstrous unit to help with to help hold the line with the blunderbusses, but we won't have enough room for it. 4 ironsworn, 1, 2, 3 blunderbusses, 2 hell cannons, 1 Iceforged Legion, and then 2 castellans. So yeah, that's not gonna work. I mean, I guess we could do 1 less blunderbuss or something like that, but I don't feel like doing that. We can put the Kada in another army. It's not like Scaff really needs it. Scaff can take care of anything himself. He doesn't need anybody. Any kind of unit. Plus, we don't have enough capacity for these guys right now anyway, so I'd rather make an army with a bunch of them. Anyway, that was enough of a distraction. Let's continue doing whatever it is we were doing last time. I do believe we're about to fight a battle against the dwarfs up here, the OG Regu dwarfs. But let's say move everybody around first, and then we'll go. Alrighty, delete. Ah, yes, Mr. Delete. You are headed out to here to try to give Astrogoth his stuff. Speaking of Astrogoth, I see Serena Katrin is, quite dead. Astrogoth, free kill, right there. Free kill, free XP, go for it. Look at him run. We're not gonna bother to fight this. This is a waste of everyone's time. Auto resolve it, please. Will we be damaged from this? Not even really. We basically get no labor, so I guess we'll ransom the captives for the tiny amount of money that this gives us. We do get frostbite attacks, which is on some lords a little bit unfortunate, but I believe on Astrogoth in particular, he doesn't actually have a regular attack imbuement. He does get an imbuement from the Black Hammer of Hashut. However, I'm pretty sure that item activatables will always override anything that you have normally, so I think that'll be fine. Let's see, do we want to take Fort Ostrosk? I guess the question here is going to be whether these guys are gonna take... I mean, we can always abandon it after. You know, take it for now. I'm not sure we're gonna keep it, but while you're here, you're right beside it, there's no reason not to. Colonize his factory for obvious reasons. Mission successful, and we'll start building the place up, though I'm not sure we'll be holding on to it. Delete, you can stay near to Kigal Skolson, and in fact, you have Cowardly, so you know what, just directly transfer this stuff to Kigal Skolson and then delete yourself. You are aptly named, after all. Like so. Wait, just double checking that you have no items, and indeed you do not. Alright, beautiful. And then the other delete has to get this stuff to Astrogoth. Oh, you know what we could do? No, next turn. We could do it next turn. Oh man, in 2 turns, actually. I was thinking we start generating the other Bull Centaur renders that we're going to put in Astrogoth's army for Astrogoth. However... we are missing, at this time, the tech that reduces the armament costs, and even though it looks like we have a lot of armament, it's like, we need to use like 10x 600 or something like that, and it'll climb up, so by that time it'll probably be like 10x 800 or something silly. So, we were gonna wait for the technology that reduces the armament cost, which will happen the turn after next turn. So, yeah, it's just a couple turns, and then we'll do it. Anyway, let's keep going through whoever else needs to move, and then we attack the little Ungrim army. Well, not Ungrim's own army, but an army belonging to Ungrim's faction. You cannot reach Stringo Karaz. We could go straight for Karakazul if we want to declare war on Clan Moors right now, but I guess who knows what they will do. They are sitting at Karakazgal right now and a Desolation of Nagash, so maybe we wait until we can attack them simultaneously in multiple locations. Probably the better thing. Alrighty, so instead you're gonna go into raiding stance. Nope, you're gonna go here. No, you should still be able to raid. And I'll attack Dringo Karaz right after. There we go. You raid there, buddy. And an Overseer who is going to follow you is going to go here as well. Oh, I thought he'd get trapped, but apparently not. And then you can help out with the raiding. Beautiful. The rest of you are fine. Who else needs to move? Ah, yes. Raider Magmas. And Raider Zanaz. All the raiders. Let's start with the Zanaz here. He has a free Mysterious Island. I was going to move him up north, but you know, I'm now thinking that perhaps this raider is going to stay at sea. You are going instead southward, and maybe somewhere that won't cause you attrition. There's a bunch of islands all over this place that we can pick up while we move, and it'll be beside Cairo, so we'll be relatively safe to do so. The other 2 raiders, Magmas and I forget what the other guy's name is, they together... Oh, it's because I didn't give you a raider name. Do that right now, then. A raider... Oh, okay, fine. Raider Sundrims. Alright, these two will move together towards the High Elves that have taken the territory formerly belonging to Hexoatl and the Cult of Pleasure, and they will raid and sack and raise and whatnot there instead. Mostly because I don't care about their territory and it's a little bit too far, and, you know, there's definitely a sort of diminishing returns sort of thing where it becomes too much admin if you hold too much territory, and there's no need for us at the current time, at least in my opinion. Of course, I'm open to change, and you guys let me know how you feel about that as well. Anyway, Kigal, you're good. Overseer Vargash, you are going to follow these guys in, but you can move forward. You won't be needed in this battle, mind you, because we have plenty of units here, but otherwise you will be. Alrighty, next up, Stromny of Uzkalak. You were headed out to meet Scaff. Scaff cannot move right now, but you can meet him out at sea, and then transfer this stuff to him next turn, and I suppose take his goblins. Zamnil the Pure, who the heck are you? Oh, you are going to join Raider Man. Yes, right, go join him. I forgot about you, Setzel. I hope that's indeed what was the case. Yes, okay, you all have a wizard. Everybody's happy, and we did the Tech Thieves. No, we did not do the Tech Thieves. Okay, we'll do the Tech Thieves after the battle. Oh, there's too many Tech Thieves, but hopefully, once again, not for much longer. What about non-Tech Thieves? Ah, yes, okay, let's move the Centaurs first, and ooh, do you have your first assassination job, Mr. Assassin? Let's see how you do. Hey, critical success on your first job. Well done, buddy, well done. You're surely not a tech thief, because you succeeded. Alrighty, other centaurs, we can continue moving you towards Astrogoth. He'll replace the more garbagey sort of centaurs that he currently has. Otherwise, I'm happy with that, so it's time to strike at Drong first scare here. Who wants to attack? We have Hell Cannons here, and we have Magma Cannons here. Gonna have to go with the Magma Cannons. Although, to be fair, this army would probably be better as a reinforcement army. Mostly because it has much faster units. I guess the question is whether this army can survive long enough. And the answer is I don't know, but you gotta love those pew-pew lasers. Alright, fine, you know what, we're gonna have Gorth the Cruel attack instead, and if he has a tough time of it, well, he'll have a tough time of it. Let's go with that. Okay, I don't care. This guy's probably gonna run anyway. 90% sure. Yeah, he's gonna run, but he can't run far enough. He foolish... Oh, he most certainly can run far enough. Damn, what the heck is this? Okay, but not to escape from Gorth the Cruel, fortunately. I guess you're gonna have to move in March stance. I was not expecting that, I gotta say. Completely went around. Are you unable to reach him now? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, you're unable to reach him now. I thought it was a 1%, but I guess Thrunbaj is in the way. I have to wonder if Thrunbaj gets out of the way a little bit. Can you reach him now? No, he can't. Okay, well, that's a shame. I was really hoping to do this battle right now rather than... Well, not, but I guess we're going to have to wait until next turn. I mean, this guy's probably going to return to Nashrak's lair. Yeah, alrighty. No big deal. I'm sure we'll have to fight. Unfortunate aspect of this is that we'll have to do tech thievery and whatnot instead, which we can begin on now. Ooh, these guys have taken Castle Alexandron up. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit because we really want Erengrad. It's one of our key locations at this point in time. So in that light, I think we're gonna have to start moving Astrogoth towards it, even without his additional troops. Definitely don't want to lose it to Archaon or somebody else who will probably try to hold on to it, even if we don't want them to. Anyway, Tech Thieves, continue your tech thievery. Why is there a ruin here? Odd. Nobody's at Valea's Sorrow, but the Valea's Sorrow has no debuffs either. Oh, swell, you go here. And then you have failed at Iron Rock, so you can do it again. Alright, success and double success, wow. Impressive. Alright, let's get you into replenishment and then keep going. Just a little bit more tech thievery and all of our tech will be done. I keep telling that to myself every single turn at this point. Alright, huh. Oh, absolute. Oh, wow, you guys have good public order here, considering this entire portion of the map is in complete shambles. Alrighty, 3 more tech thieves. Tech thief 1, go to Karak Ungur. And success, well done for you. Next tech thief. And then it'll be Dumb Tamer, the last tech thief. The first and the last. You go to Pillars of Grugny. The first and the last and the only tier. Alrighty, anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. Last tech thief. Yes, you can steal from the Moonshard. Oh, and we'll have Sighted Oath one. Damn, the High Elves are doing very well, though. It disgusts me. There's not much we can do about that. They've completely destroyed all these guys, and they're allied with the Heralds of Ariel. Yeah, so there's a very orderly block here. They'll probably start pushing up north and kill the Drowned, and clearly, since Chaos is fighting the Dark Elves are going to struggle against them. Oh well. Let's do whatever buildings we have left to build, and then we'll go next turn and hopefully find ourselves that fight we're looking for. Shilong, what do we need here? We could go for the Temple of Hashut, but I think I'd be happier with more capacities. Namely, let's go for another Centaur capacity. We could also go for the Ash level, but we have decent amounts of this capacity at the current time. On the other hand, this really doesn't give us much. Winds of Magic Power Reserve Capacity +3. It's swell, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the capacity is going to be more valuable to us right now, so let's just go for Ash level. Alrighty, next up, Broken Lands of Tian Li. Let's go for that public order here. It's not horrible here, but it is also not perfect. Let's go for armaments everywhere here, Veil of Woe, and I guess you're going to get the gold panners as well. And you can keep the Hobgoblin Bivouacs because the Plain of Zharr is, after all, our main military output location. Treasure Trove, and what are we missing here? Go figure, it's a Treasure Trove. Alrighty, it looks good at the Ivory Road, and is that the last set of buildings we need to build? No, not quite, but certainly getting there. Howling Wastes, Darkhold. You are going to get an armament structure to replace the one that we deleted, because I'm hoping that we can make some use out of it, and the Darkhold is probably close enough to our new front line to actually need a defensive structure. So let's go with defensive structure. Wastelands of Jinshan, keep going for that Sorcerer Prophet's Tower. Need to keep building these until we hit 50, or level 50 recruitment on all heroes and lords, which is fairly ridiculous, but we will be getting there eventually. The rest of you, I think, are fine for now. We don't need a Incinerator here. So it's either Temple of Hashut or it is, I guess, another Centaur building. And oh, that also reminds me. There should be, yes, Demon Stump, you. Bloodthirster Prison, Winds of Magic Powers of Capacity +5, faction-wide, here recruit rank +2 for Demonsmith Sorcerers, all provinces. Lovely. And then armament assembly line, and factory walls, and then I suppose the gold banners as well. Alright, what do we got in terms of money remaining? Not too much, but a little bit more. Well, let's see if there's anything else that we want to build at a reasonable cost. Yeah, go for the Sorcerer Prophet's Estate. This is a little bit too expensive at 3k, but the Treasure Hall is always worth our time. And I guess I want to build yet another Centaur building. Yeah, we're starting to run out of Centaur capacity, which is why I keep building these things. We are fairly decent on castles. I think here we'll build a Temple of Hashut. No particular reason, and just because I'd like to get it to like 200 mana on everybody. Or Winds of Magic capacity, reserve capacity, whatever it's called. Alright, anyway. Dreadquake Mega Mortar and Temple Guard for you. I think we'll hold off on the Great Kiln of Hashut, even though we have a decent amount of armaments. We just want to save up enough to actually be able to... Hello. Nangao and Nanli. You... Oh, you're already in Billowing Smokestacks. Damn, okay. I just realized that they had finished up their buildings, and I was hoping and that we can make good use of that. But anyway, for Dorjny Fort, I guess you are going to build yourself an Ash level. I don't think we need defenses here, or at least I hope we don't, because you're not going to get them. Hai Chai, you are going to get, I guess, Centaur building. Yeah, there's nothing really else here other than Centaurs and Temple of Hashut. And the both of those two do make sense together as well. Valley of Horns and Amble Peak. It's almost like we destroyed some stuff here, but I don't remember what it is, if it was something, and it doesn't matter because we're completely out of money, completely out of raw materials, so skip, and turn, and let's hope we get a fight. And if not, we'll take a fight ourselves. Chant of the Legion of Chaos. What do you want? Military alliance. We are currently in no alliance, correct? You have 11. Yeah, but you're fighting with Nagaron. Just wait. We'll do it. Don't worry. Relax. It's coming. Just wait a little bit longer. I'm gonna say 5 more turns. And what the heck is this? Spite Peak. Where the heck is Spite Peak? Oh. Huh, they bypassed our army to attack Spite Peak, okay. Well, we don't really care about this. Minor annoyance. And it is a factory, so we could fight this, but I feel like it's also kind of a waste of time. Honestly, if we had summoned a lord with magic here, it would have been an easy battle, but whatever, not a big deal. I'd rather not waste time fighting a battle like that. Alright, Ungrim's army, or, well, not Ungrim himself, but this army. It's going to go to Nashrak's Lair, which means it's stuck there, which means we attack it next turn. We do have nearby Gabo armies, Skarsnik's faction, and they may attack us, but on the other hand, well, they probably will attack us, inevitably. It's just I'm not sure that we care. Alrighty, so in terms of options, can we reach Nashrak's Lair? Yes, we can. Is it a minor settlement? No, it'll be a nice little field battle. I was actually hoping to do that pseudo-underway battle with them, but it's okay. You have march stanced away, so Draj, you could... Well, you can't reach Rinda here. We could put Overseer Jeggthrong into Spite Peak and repair it. Where's Imrik, by the way? Okay, Imrik's all the way down here. And they might all attack us together at Dringo Karaz, or they might just bypass it, go for Spite Peak, and then try to go for all this. Let's see if there's anything else interesting. Oh, you know what is interesting? Huh. Wait a second, what the heck? Remember when we had the 5, or whatever the number is, like, as many industry seats gives us a construction cost reduction of minus 20%. Just like the Winds of Magic thing. It used to be up here. Like this, sorcery specialization, all seats. We used to have military specialization and industry specialization. Now neither of them are up here. Did we lose both buffs? What the heck? What is going on here? No, it can't be you only get the specialization of the last one you took, because we had both industry and military before, but they're not up here. Maybe that's why buildings have gotten so expensive lately. Or that we've lost the construction cost reduction that we had. Huh, anybody encountered this? Is this actually just a visual bug, or is it actual, or did we actually lose a massive amount of upkeep reduction and a massive amount of construction cost reduction? It would be unfortunate if it was the case. Anyway, oh, we're not at war with you. Who are you allied with? You're allied with nobody. In fact, you're fighting Thorak, but we've landed here for a reason, Karaki. I do love you so, but you have to die. Here we go. And one of the good things about this auto-resolve, take it as factory. Wait, do we take this as factory? You know, take everything as factory for now. We're probably going to swap some stuff around later, but at least it's easier to defend. Huh. Odd. You should have summoned an army when you won that. Why didn't you summon an army? No, seriously, the thing about army summoning should be happening this turn. Also suspect. Also, did they just perform our right? Alright, well, either way, you're gonna move down here. Maybe we should move down here and take the Temple of Skulls and use it to defend against these guys as they move up north. I don't actually know how far they go down here, but it's probably further than they go up here, so certainly something to consider. Anyway, I wanted to move Zhatan first in the hopes of him summoning an army, but it looks like since that is not the case, we're gonna fight the dwarfs up here, the OG dwarfs, the Regu dwarfs. You, Gorthy. I guess we're gonna have you start then. Yeah. And Thrunbosh, can you reach this in regular stance? No, you cannot. You're too slow. Oh, well. We'll see about that. Alrighty, well then we're gonna move you in march stance. Watch us get sufficiently hurt. Ooh. You can do this. Can you get there? We're close enough, by the way. Not really. Oh, also that reminds me. We should have a new convoy available. Which means we're going to send one out immediately before I forget, because otherwise I know I'll forget. And we got 9 here, so this is the one. And Master. Where can we send you? Labor. Funnily enough, we're actually fairly decent with labor right now. Oh, nobody's gone to the Volary in a while. Overall threat high? What are you talking about? We own this entire territory, don't we? Oh, I guess technically this one place, Saber Mountain, is not owned by us. Oh, well, I guess the Challenge Stone isn't either, but it certainly shouldn't be high threat. Anywhere else that is good for our units? Well, once again, car on car just staring at us. And we can't send anybody there. No new routes to Kairos, unfortunately. That's a shame. Yeah, okay, I guess we'll send you to the Volary. You are the weakest army that we have, after all. Even though this isn't super worth it, but whatever. The Dispatch... At least he'll get XP and a bunch of other stuff, and on top of that, one of the reasons we want to keep dispatching these guys is to give every single convoy one of each type of units. There we go. I'll be happy once every convoy has a hero of every type. And they all have their role to play. Alrighty, now that that's done, we're gonna have a big old battle here. So, to Nashrak's lair we go. Gorth the Cruel, lead the way, my friend. Let's give the fire banners to your Skullcrackers. We're facing off against a lot of Giant Slayers, which are pretty darn scary units, but we have the pew-pew lasers to gun them down, hopefully before we take too much damage from the enemy artillery. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. I'm excited about this battle. It looks to be a pretty good one. I was a little bit disappointed a couple of episodes ago that Ungrim decided to be a little coward and hide behind the walls of the Silver Pinnacle rather than sally out and attack us in the field, even when we had only one army approaching. But at the very least, these guys have brought a very decent force made up of 6 or 7 Giant Slayers, as well as a bunch of other stuff like Flame Cannons and Iron Drakes, and thus an army just as elite, if not more elite, than Ungrim's was, and just as slayery. It's a word, I swear. It's also in the shadow of a dwarf hold. I guess this is supposed to be the Silver Pinnacle or whatever, though I guess the game doesn't recognize that specific territory. Still, it's nice for dwarfs to be fighting dwarfs beneath a dwarf hold. On top of that, I suppose, complaint aside, it does make sense from a loreful perspective for Ungrim to have stayed behind the walls. Ungrim is, of course, at odds between being a king and between his Slayer oath, so he has to both fulfill his oath, but as king and as Slayer, and they're kind of contradictory in some ways, so yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. We got reinforcements coming onto the field, and we got our second army. We'll wait for those guys to join, but more importantly, we will wait for our second Sorcerer Prophet to join up, and then we will send the the flyers out to sort of kick the dwarf kill, ant kill, or whatever, annoy them with spells, essentially, long enough for them to start moving towards the rest of our army, where our fire glaives and our 4 units of artillery, 2 magma cannons and 2 hell cannons, will obliterate them from a distance. Also, nice to see that the enemy has flame cannons on the field, because we'll be able to, at least to some degree maybe, compare the flame cannons versus the much superior magma cannon, though obviously they do very slightly, well, they perform very slightly differently in many ways. Namely, the magma cannon shoots further, whereas this thing has much, the flame cannon has more explosive direct damage, but without the, not the sort of ground burnination effect. Plus, of course, the much lower range. 230 versus, what do we have on the magma cannons? 450, yeah, pretty big difference. And I guess if they were to face off against each other in the field, the magma cannon would probably destroy the flame cannon before the flame cannon actually approached. I actually feel like the flame cannon should probably have some base fire resistance at like 50% or something. You would think that the crew would be wearing protective fire gear. In fact, they are wearing what looks to be protective fire gear, but they have no fire resistance. Actually, just out of curiosity, let's take a look at the cannon crew. Not the flame cannon crew, but the regular cannon crew. I want to compare... Yeah, see, these guys are not wearing nearly as much protective gear, so you would think these guys, with their blacksmith's aprons and their beard shields, would be... Oh, no, actually, these guys have them as well. Well, anyway, it feels like these guys should have at least some fire resistance. But anyway, I digress, as I have a tendency to. We are moving in with our 2 casters, and we're going to start the battle off by shooting the enemy with a couple of regular shots, but also starting to drop those burning wraths on the enemy. Giant Slayers, the biggest and most threatening unit on the field, and it looks like that does fairly decent damage. Actually, out of curiosity, a single cast takes 30% HP off of a unit of Giant Slayers. Very, very much worth it for a very cheap spell like Burning Wrath, and that is in fact with 35% fire resistance on those Giant Slayers. A few more, and it's gonna start looking ugly for these guys. Also gotta remember, we have plenty of mana to work with, and we have a lot of army-bound abilities that we can drop, so kicking the Dwarf Hill, I think, should work fairly well. Gehenna's Golden Hound's gonna follow up the Burning Wrath and start annoying those Giant Slayers as well. It looks like for once the Vortex is not getting away from him, and we're gonna follow that up with a bit of a Flame Breath, or Bale Taurus Fire, but I never remember what that breath attack is called, but, well... Breath attack. There we go. Another Burning Wrath coming in, and some nice shots. It's always great when it's accurate, but feels bad when it just misses every single shot. And the classic, the Flame Storm, the spell that we probably used the most out of every big spell throughout this campaign, dropping in the biggest concentration of the enemy. And we're going to follow that up with a Wrath of Zharr. The enemy does not have Zufbar 42 pounders by the looks of it to answer us, though it will be nice for the Wrath of Zharr to sort of exchange with that. Then we got the Flames of Asgore right in the middle of that massive enemy formation, and by the looks of it, a massive amount of damage. Look at all those HP bars drop. Looks like 3 units down to less than 25% HP, and a few other units badly damaged. There are a lot of regular Dowie corpses down there, and I'm sure they are quite jealous of the actual magic and that the Chaos Dwarfs can wield, where they are bound to only use their much inferior rune magic. Anyway, that is not all. Like I said, we got plenty of mana and plenty of spells, so here comes a Burning Head to follow that up, and a Hellhammer as well. We haven't seen a lot of this spell, but we'll be seeing a lot more of it in the future. There's a Burning Wrath coming down, and I believe a Piercing Bolts, or was that a Hashut's Doom Rocket? There's the Doom Rocket, or Hashut's Doom. Man, yeah, that's a lot of spell work coming in, and there's some Piercing Bolts following up. Let's see what the balance of power looks like. It's certainly shifted in our favor after all that, and these guys are in a much, much worse shape. I'm actually shocked that the enemy has not been sufficiently annoyed by this to start moving towards the rest of our army. I guess they do have a decent amount of anti-air, so they are firing at us. As we can see, Gorth the Cruel, who was the first to enter the fray, and the fastest by far. because he's on a Lamasu where the rest are on the Bale Taurus, has been pretty badly damaged. He's currently being targeted by the Hell Cannon, or the, not the Hell Cannons. They don't have Hell Cannons, we have Hell Cannons. The regular Hell Cannons, as well as he was being targeted by the Iron Drake. So the fact that he's taken about half damage and it looks to be dropping still is hardly surprising. I'm going to get him away from here so he doesn't take any more. And we even have the regular flame cannon firing on us as well. Still, the enemy is not yet moving towards us. Sounds like they want a few more spells in their ranks, foolish though it may be. Oh, I see the Iron Drakes are firing, and they can certainly make us move away. And they're also going after Gorth, who's now dropped to about a third of his HP. Okay, we're getting him back to our regular battle lines, as he can't take any more damage. Or, I mean, he can take a little bit more, but he doesn't have a way to heal. And on top of that, he does not... well, he wants to be able to fight next turn, just in case. So we're out of here. And to be fair, we have used a lot of spells, and, well, we're going to follow that up with another Wrath of Zharr through the enemy lines. We may have used a lot of spells, but not all of our bound abilities, and these things will come off cooldown and allow us to use them again over time. As I was saying before, I interrupted myself with like 30 thoughts, as I usually do, because I can't hold a single coherent one. The Hellhammer that we use, we have not used the spell quite enough throughout this campaign, but we'll be seeing a lot more of it as we start fighting with Astrogoth, because Astrogoth has it at very, very cheap, massive reduction to the spell costs, and just be able to spam that, kind of like Flames of Asgore for Draj there. So yeah, not to worry, we'll be seeing the spell. Anyway, our army is getting into position, just getting a little bit closer to the enemy. There actually wasn't too much of a reason that I did this for strategic purposes. Rather, I just wanted our units a little bit closer to the light here, rather than fighting in the shadow, mostly because I want to be able to see our own units fight. Otherwise, it's nearly time for our artillery to begin working on the enemy, as they are finally annoyed enough to approach, so the magma cannons and the hell cannons will begin their work. Alrighty, magma cannons should be firing first. I think they outrange, yeah, they do outrange the hell cannons as well. Man, they even outrange the Hell Cannons. Actually, I do feel like Hell Cannons need a range upgrade. One of the problems with the Hell Cannons is when at max range, their accuracy is pretty terrible, which is surprising considering that they have homing missiles. For other artillery pieces, it's not as surprising, but if you have a homing missile, you would think it would be fairly accurate, especially when the enemy isn't trying to dodge. But the Hell Cannons do tend to miss targets even when they're standing still at max range, but sort of like the Skull Cannons, which also have a similarly bad tendency to miss. When the enemy reaches, I don't know, closer to mid-range of the actual artillery piece, their accuracy seems to go up considerably and stops this garbage. Like, they're not even dodging, dude. You have a homing missile. Try harder. Don't see the magma cannons missing nearly as much as you do. Yeah, so if the... Oh, there we go, finally got a hit in. So if the magma cannon... Yeah, the magma cannons probably need a slight range nerf, and the hell cannons need a range buff, in my opinion. I could be wrong, of course. Besides, the game is, after all, balanced around multiplayer and not really around single player, because everything works and nothing matters in single player, which is why we try out a little bit of everything for fun. Anyway, the enemy army continues to move forward, taking shot after shot from our artillery. Gonna get a second use of that flame storm in the middle of the enemy formation, and they are starting to take hits at the very least from our castellans, and will soon be taking hits as well from our fire glaives. Though it's a little bit difficult to see the latter because they're kind of in the shadow, which is exactly why I wanted to move more units forward. Alright, and come on, ranks, get ready to fire. There we go. There's, ooh, wow, these guys all fired simultaneously. Very nice, and now it's fire at will for them. Alrighty, that's what I like to see, and the remnants of those poor giant slayers that were already so damaged by our spells, now getting gunned down by magma cannons, fire glaives, and by the blunderbusses as well. They will reach our line, but it doesn't look like they'll have too long to fight here, though they should win against the quote-unquote Infernal Guard, as in our Chaos Dwarf warriors here. And the Giant Slayers should be much superior, even with their low HP. That said, we do have quite a few more units up here, both range and melee-wise. We do have our Skullcrackers moving around together with our Bull Renders, or not Bull Renders, these are the Tauroks, and they will try to help out against those Giant Slayers that are still fighting, but the rest of the main enemy army has already shattered. They've reached the line and then promptly shattered. It just gotta fight to the units that are unbreakable, and the battle will be ours. Very good. Yeah, that's not a place you want to be, man. Centaurs swinging their giant axes at you and the Skullcrackers before you. Alrighty, those guys are down. There's 21 Giant Slayers still fighting here, but they're about to get overwhelmed by everything. In the shadow part of the map, unfortunately, but there's really no enemies left on the map anyway. Alright, and here come the Skullcrackers, charging in with their buffs up. There we go. Oh yeah, very nice. I've been hoping to get some nice shots of the Skullcrackers doing work before we build our Skullcracker army. I'm honestly not sure that the Skullcrackers are really a unit that's really worth building over, for example, like a unit of Centaur Bull Renders. They just seem better at mincing infantry, even if they're not single targets. I guess the Skullcrackers can be considered like a cheaper version of the Kadai Destroyer, same sort of thing they can do, though I guess they move faster. But otherwise, they don't do a crazy amount of damage, but they're just such a fun-looking unit. I hope that SFO has given them some new stuff and maybe made them a little bit more infantry blendery than they currently are. They are fun, though. I just don't see the need to use them when you can build Iron Demons instead. But of course, once again, we will build an army full of them. Anyway, with that, the last of the Giant Slayers have fallen and the battle is ours. We're just going to chase off everything that we can as fast as we can, and it looks like pretty much everything will be chased down. This army, or at least the second army, did have a lot of fast movers in the various Bull Centaurs, who actually didn't get to play around a lot in this particular battle, but hey, the magic did the work, and it was still pretty fun to watch a combination of all those various different spells working together. 'Twas nice. I feel like I forgot to drop Ash Storm once again. I do have a bad tendency to do that, which I probably should have done considering we did use a lot of other spells in combination, but next time, and it's not like it made much of a difference in this battle. Good job, everybody. More dwarfs to slay, I'm sure. Alright, got ourselves a free glittering scales, but otherwise, that was ugly. That was really ugly. I wasn't originally intending to have the mages do really anywhere near that much work, but I mean, I did enjoy their spellcasting there, and besides, since the endgame scenario we've specifically picked the OG Dwarfs, we're going to be having dozens more, much more elite, well maybe not much more elite, but certainly more elite armies to face off against, so it doesn't really matter the way in which we've destroyed these ones at the current time. There will be more where that came from. We are going to occupy Nashrek's lair again, I think, as a factory. Yeah, everything here is going to be factories. They all need to be defensible. Where the heck were you discovered? Are they still down here? Oh look, they have a full stack now. I wonder if they're going to try to sail out and attack us. I mean, it's suspicious that they're heading out this way. They're facing us, aren't they? We could try moving towards Tor Elisor. Definitely going to want to build defensive structures here. I was actually going to think maybe we don't bother with the defensive structures in order to get more armaments, especially here, for example, where we wouldn't be able to build armaments at all, but I feel like let's not risk just getting the Beastmen. Yeah, this place is far enough away from any of our other territories that I'd just rather not deal with it in the situation that those guys go there. Also, once again, our free army has not been summoned. Huh. Odd. Maybe it'll summon next turn. Maybe the cooldown is actually 1 turn plus the display here, because the display disappeared, saying that we can't summon for another turn or so, but it's still not summoning. Well, either way, we'll figure that out as we go, but we'll have to figure it out next time as we are once again out of time. Looks like Ivresk has joined the war against us, but that doesn't seem like all that big of a deal, especially as they're too far away to concern us at the current time. Next time, we will try to get some more battles with Imrik's faction going. Need to destroy these guys, and we'll continue essentially trying to join a bunch of armies together and make new armies and put them into the field. We're on the way with several others, and if we can't find another battle, we'll do the Zharr battle as well. Most likely I'd actually prefer to siege the place and force them into a field fight, as let's face it, this goblin army isn't going to be quite effective at sieging the Zharr with those massive armies. However, by virtue of the weakness of the Gobos, at least as far as the auto-resolve is concerned, I'm relatively certain that the AI should be willing to try to take us in the field, so we might be able to still force that fight. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.